Todd.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling him, Todd. Todd McShay. I got a little brother named Mike McShay. We moving up 6 spots, going to this pick with Peyton Manning.
Well, you know, they don't fire Todd, and they let Todd McShay go.
Yeah, he was drunk or something on the show or something, wasn't
he? I think it was some kind of medication or something he was on, but they let him go because of the layoffs they're doing. He's part of the one with Max Kellerman, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Out of all the people that are laid off from ESPN, which one you missed?
Max.
I missed David Pollack.
Of course you would. UJ.
David Pollack. Keyshawn.
Yeah, he over there.
But Keyshawn over there with Fox now.
Yeah, losing their mind with Skip.
Yeah, Richard Sherman was on that, wasn't
he? Yeah, too bad DUI gonna have him fired though. That DUI he got.
Yeah, I just saw a DUI he had. Yep.
Yeah, we got a lot of sports to talk about. Everybody will join us in a minute. We've been hit the button. Let's go.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Boys.
And this is the Four Valley Boys podcast. You know, we got a bunch of sponsors, so we got to get them down. Big Straw made his return on Sunday, so Crazy Straws is back.
Yeah, he all academic probation.
He's off academic probation. Welcome back to Ryan. Just for Men. Got some green beard. Want to get it out? Just for Men by Men. Aisle 6 on Walgreens. I think aisle 6. It might be aisle 7 or aisle 837. Who knows? It's over there in Walgreens. Jamal Jenkins, we want you on the show so we get to hear the hotel stuff you be talking about on here.
Yeah, Jamal Jenkins, man. And I'm saying to myself, all this hating on LeBron, get on the show.
You know what?
Stop talking about it. Get on the show, nigga.
Because he from Ohio with him.
All that hate for no reason, bro. Get on the show, homeboy. I said it.
Oh, they drink good. Arizona tea. 99 cents. 99 cents, you know what that means.
Yep.
You be on Ozempic in 30 minutes.
Yep.
Fast at diabetes.
Oh, Ozempic. You know.
Yeah, that's Ozempic is the real deal. Lost me about 20 pounds.
Ozempic, but them folk. When you get on Ozempic, what you got a diet you gotta do, or you just automatically lose it?
No, it's a side effect of the medicine. You're gonna lose the weight. You still gotta diet and stuff. You still gotta take care and watch what you eat as far as sugar intake and all that stuff. Watch out for carbs, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Follow us on Facebook and YouTube, buyniceshirt.com. Damon's podcast, Chop It Up. He also got a Patreon page. His Patreon page. All right, blow it up. Give him a boy. And of course, our favorite sponsor, Dark Liquors, Henson Coke, Crown Royal XO, Ginger Ale. Those are Dark Liquors.
Damon supposed to be getting on and said.
Yeah, I'm waiting on him now. So when he get on, we'll put him in. Trying to see what they run down there. I forgot. Because I can't see the rundown from my screen here. College football format. We haven't broached this yet, really.
I think the format. I think we supposed to talk about. You want me to go back in? You want me to go look?
Hold on. Looking at it. It's 12 teams, 5 and 7, 5 conference winners, and then 7.
That's one of the topics we had. Did I say it today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I talked about different questions like the regular season and yeah.
How if that bowl season, really bowl season's done, to be honest with you, because no one's gonna care about the bowls because they're gonna worry about the playoff. I don't know, maybe it's just me.
That's gonna be an interesting thing right there. The bowl season.
What's your thoughts on that, Mike? I mean,
that is gonna be interesting. Like who really cares about the Independence Bowl now? Or the Alamo Bowl or any of them bowls now. I mean, the fans of those programs care, but man, who gonna really care? We got to figure out a way to make the bowl season. I ain't gonna say disappointing as the playoff, but we got to figure out how to get a NIT in a sense for bowl teams or something.
I think you just 8 teams will be
No,
fine.
don't try to cut them. You finna say cut them?
What the bowls? No, I was gonna say 18. We threw it.
You said 18.
8 teams. 8.
Oh, do like a little NIT?
If you do that, NIT 8 teams, keep moving. But if you do that, then somebody gonna say, I should have been in. I should have been in. So you open up. It's just like they talk about expanding the NCAA tournament. 68. It's fine where it's at.
I really didn't care for the 68, honestly, but I mean, trying to get them 4 extra teams because a lot of them seeds, them 11 and 12 seeds, they get in the tournament. Some of them made some noise. I take that back. Some of them have. Some of them made some noise.
Pretty Tony, what they call him. Coming to the stage now is Pretty Tony, what they call him. Pretty Tony. Pretty Tony.
What's happening?
What the deal is?
Hey, Tony, how you doing, big guy?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's your thought, Mike? First topic. We didn't really talk about this since they passed this with NCAA, the new playoff format.
Man, I like it. I'm definitely for it. I think it's been a long time coming. Kind of sucks that it's happening now that Georgia is dominating the way they dominating. Because it's definitely gonna make it a harder road for them. But that's kind of getting off the path. But yeah, I'm definitely for it, man. I think it's definitely like I say, way past due. Gives a lot of other teams and schools, opportunity to play meaningful football and have a chance to win championships. That's what it's about.
And Mike was also bringing up something about the NIT. Like the college basketball has the NIT for teams that don't make the major tournament. He's thinking, what would you think about doing something like that for college football? NIT for the folks that didn't get in, probably because they weren't good enough to get in.
Not with 12, man. No. I mean, that would have.
No, I'm talking about the teams that don't get in the college football playoff, Tony.
No, I know what you're saying. It's I don't know, man. It's kind of a good idea, because I'm not really 100% sure. I really haven't dove into it to do my research to find out how these bowl games are going to be affected. But it definitely will be helpful to fill the bowl games that probably going to kind of be neglected a little bit because of them moving to this format. So I mean, it definitely would be great for bowl games. I don't know if I really be interested in watching that per se, but it definitely would be great for bowl games. Somebody
think about this now, man. With this college football player moving to 12 team, we about to have 30, 35 meaningless football games. Now let me rephrase meaningless. It's meaningless to people like us that's college football. I would consider each one of us like college football historian. But to them fan bases, if they team playing in the Aquaman Bowl, they're gonna be there and they're gonna support regardless. Yeah. But I think now, man, with this 12-team playoff, man, I think now it's gonna really affect them bowl games, bro. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's why I say it definitely is a good idea. Thinking it through and saying it out loud. I think it's definitely a good idea to help the bowl games that's probably gonna be affected. But like you said, man, I mean, as a real college football fan, I wouldn't be interested in that. But I mean, hey man, I would be in the minority in it.
Now I would watch one of those bowl games if Georgia played.
Yeah. I have a. Yeah, I mean, I would too. As a fan, I would too. But I mean, it would be just that game. It wouldn't be the other game.
Yeah. And tell you something else too, Fade. You might have way more opt-outs now.
Yeah. Especially they don't.
You don't think you don't think expanding the playoffs is gonna help the opt-out situation a little bit?
No, you talking about the teams that don't make the 12. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You don't make the 12. Why I'm play for?
I mean, but hell, it's been that way now. If you don't make the 4,
it's gonna be worse
you
though.
know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna help that a little bit.
We get Huggy Bear. Let me get Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear is into the building. Huggy Bear.
What's going down?
What's going on, Huggy Bear?
What's happening, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
Get your hot thought right quick on the new NCAA college football playoff format.
The 14?
There were 12 teams.
I mean 12.
Yeah.
It's gonna be somebody is always gonna be unhappy. Somebody gonna always be unhappy. It's gonna be an at-large team that's gonna be unhappy. It's gonna be somebody that felt like they didn't get in. I was talking to a friend of mine and he was saying the ideal amount. I don't know if y'all agree with it. I don't know. I really have to think about it. He said the ideal amount will probably be 8, but who knows? But I honestly think the SEC and the Big Ten gonna dominate it because they just too big. And if you got a lot of teams that's ranked in the top 25, those 14 teams probably gonna come from. I bet you 8 or 9 of them come from the Big Ten and SEC. I wouldn't have bet 8 or 9 of them will.
Well, let's just look at this past year. If it was 12 teams, let's look at the 12 teams that would have made it. So ACC champ Florida State would have made it. Big Ten champ Michigan. Big 12 champ, which was Texas. SEC champ Alabama, and Pac-12 champ, which was Washington. So them your 5 automatic plus 7 at large. So the 7 at large teams, if you look at the Pac-12, I think Oregon would have got in. If you look at the Big Ten, I think Ohio State and probably Penn State would have got in. So that's 3 at large bids. From the SEC, it'd have been probably just with Georgia and Ole Miss. That's 5. And I can't think of the other 2 teams would have been. Oh, they take a mid-major team. So if you take a mid-major, that would have been Tulane, because I think they were the highest ranked team. And then you take one more at large. I guess you may have you could.
It probably would have been Notre Dame. How many games did they lose?
Notre Dame lost like 3 or 4 games, didn't it?
Okay, you muted T.
They lost like 3 or 4 games.
Okay, so if you're looking at if you ran off everybody that probably would have made it. Look at it from this standpoint now. Texas is in the SEC. Oklahoma is now in the SEC. You got 4 or 5 teams that shot from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. 3 of those teams you named are now Big Ten teams. So then you Ohio State. Let's just look from now. We're gonna look at the playoff from last year, but what conference they in now? Washington, Ohio State, Michigan, possibly Penn State, Oregon. That's 5 right there from the Big Ten.
That's 5 teams itself.
That's 5. You go to the SEC, Georgia, Bama,
and Ole Miss,
Texas.
Texas, that's 4.
That's
9. That's 9 of the 12 teams right there.
That's 9 right there. So then you fighting. That's why I'm saying, right at the end of the day, fellas, it's always going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem regardless, because the super conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten, that's what I'm calling them, they got a majority of the powerhouses. You know what I'm saying?
So, question. So who, like, with realignment going on, I mean, we still. I get what you're saying. I mean, and obviously the SEC and the Big Ten is gonna dominate. Hell, they've been dominating. That's nothing new. But now that who going? So what would? Let's just say, for example, who you think would be the at five, the at five largest? I mean, bids this year.
So what you got? So now you got 4 power conferences: ACC, SEC, Big 10, and Big 12, and you're gonna get one group of 5 champ. So them gonna be your 5 automatic bids. So if you look at it now, let's say ACC will be representing, let's just say Florida State. The Big 12 probably with Texas and Oklahoma gone, let's just say Oklahoma State. All right. Then of course you got SEC and Big 10. Then the best group of 5 team, we'll just say it might be, let's just throw out Coastal Carolina. That goes your 5 automatic bids. Them 7 bids remaining probably gonna be going to the SEC and Big 10.
Is the Pac-12 done?
Yeah, it's a wrap for them. I ain't got but 2 teams left.
I mean, I get that, but
from what I'm hearing, they're still a conference.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they ain't got but 2 teams, so they don't have enough teams to compete football level. So basically, Washington State and Ohio State, Washington State and Oregon State are going to be the same as Notre Dame this year.
Because they're collaborating with the Mountain West.
But they can't compete for the Mountain West title.
No.
So they really going to be independents, just like Notre Dame.
Wait, hold on. Wait. In football, didn't Notre Dame sign like a little contract in football only that they play in the ACC?
ACC, that's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. So like, that's what the Pac-12 gonna do. They gonna be kind of like independents, I guess, but they gonna play a Mountain West schedule.
So let me ask y'all a question: if Notre Dame beats all of the ACC teams, wouldn't they be considered the ACC champion?
No,
they don't play all the ACC teams. They only play like 4 or 5 teams.
5 teams. Yeah.
Just like Washington State and Oregon State, they only playing like 5 or 6 teams from the Mountain West Conference. They're not playing.
What would be the point of them playing the ACC?
USC, Michigan State. So,
what would be the point of them signing a contract for the money? No, now that's one team that you would think Notre Dame really wouldn't need because they're independent and they get the bread regardless. What would be the point of them playing ACC teams?
Non-conference schedule, and plus, I think that's basically it.
Okay, all right, I got you. All right.
They play Florida State. They got their head busted wide open. They play Florida State.
Once again, I mean, the UCFs, like Mike said, the Coastal Carolinas, the Tulanes, if they mess around and have a good year, yet you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 teams in the SEC and 5 teams in the Big Ten that's ranked ahead of them, they still lose.
Well, a group of 5 teams gonna get in there regardless. They gonna automatically get a bid. Whoever the highest group of 5 champ is, they gonna get in.
I get that part, Mike. But I'm saying, let's say Tulane is undefeated. Let's say UCF is undefeated, and they rank 12th and 13th. You see what I'm saying?
You only gonna get 1 team,
right? But if there was if the conferences was somewhat in the alignment that they were previously in before all the super conferences happening, this 12 team, it would have been a good chance that both though UCF and Tulane would have got in. But since you got a super conference, they're gonna always look at them conferences.
Well, UCF is in the Big 12 now.
Oh, they're in the Big 12 now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. That was a bad example.
Yeah, they joined the Big 12 with Cincinnati last year.
Okay, so if you got two Big 12 teams, I mean you got 2 at-large teams. One of them ain't gonna get in because of the super conferences.
Well, it's about getting the 12 best team.
So do you think do y'all agree with a lot of the media pundits that say you shouldn't have no preseason ranking?
I agree with it.
Like, don't start the ranking until don't have a preseason. I heard who was it? It wasn't Herb Street. It was somebody that said do away with the preseason rankings. Don't start ranking them till like week 5.
Why?
Yeah, I don't understand that because still at week 5, you're going to probably have 20, 30 undefeated teams after week 5.
What the point is, you already got in your mind your top 25 before a game was played.
Why not have your top 25 for the season start?
But not releasing a poll not gonna change that. You still gonna have in your mind who the top 25 teams in the nation.
Yeah,
are.
but you will still. I get that, Tony. You're right. At least you will have 4 or 5 games to determine where you will rank them. You will have your top 25, but if you see them on the field 3-4 games, maybe, just maybe, Georgia is the undoubted number 1, and maybe Washington is preseason number 2. But they actually, you see a few games, they actually like maybe 5. You see,
but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, it doesn't really. I don't know, man. I think that's just to satisfy the noise. I think that I mean the coaches that really in the football program that's really about something don't really care about rankings anyway, as long as they end up in the playoff.
yeah,
That's for us to argue about and talk about.
I agree with that.
So I don't think that's gonna change with going to the 12-team format. So I think more so not releasing rankings is just to satisfy, like I said, satisfy the noise, satisfy the chatter of you know what I'm saying of people who are asking for that to happen.
I get what you're saying, and you're right. My only rebuttal would be those are the outside people who determine who going where. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got your committee who ranks the teams after a certain amount of time. So they gon' after a while, they already, like you say, they know who they want to rank. They just want to see where we want to rank them as of now. You know what I mean? You got your undoubted, like Georgia for the last 2 years, everybody know that was the undoubted number 1 team in the country. Everybody knew that. There wasn't nobody arguing that. They may have said they lost this due to attrition and all that, but everybody agreed that was the number 1 team in the country. Everybody agreed with that. Yeah, I'm saying a committee is the ones that's saying Georgia's number 1, Washington's number 2, Alabama's number 3, Michigan's number 4, Ohio State's number 5. They going down the line. So either way it go, you still can put a ranking a few games after the fact, because in the end, it's still gonna change because a committee is ranking the teams regardless.
But ain't it gonna change after week 1 in the regular season?
Yeah, but that's my point. It's still gonna change either way.
If you rank them if it's preseason rankings, they already got the preseason ranking is already out. I'm not arguing against,
and they be right.
I'm throwing a rebuttal out. The preseason ranking is out before a game is played.
I get it, but they be right too.
A lot of times they do, a lot of times they don't.
Man, they be right, man.
A lot of times they do, a lot of times they don't. It's
they
been
be right.
time when you ranked. I can remember a few times where I'm gonna use. What year was that? Preseason, Michigan. They lost to App State and they lost to Washington. They was ranked number 5 in the country, or number 4, 1 to 2. Preseason. They lost to Appalachian State and they got destroyed at home by, I think that was Washington. So you already had them ranked number 5 preseason, and you were wrong. So you looking at, and I know it's an anomaly. I'm just making the argument for what was
I
said.
get it.
There.
I mean, I get it.
I do
I mean,
understand what I'm saying. That a lot of times you're right. I mean, back college basketball, you look at Michigan State preseason studs. They fighting to get in the tournament now. You see what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it from a standpoint that a lot of times, not more than not, but there are times where you preseason rankings really, unless you, like you said, Tony, unless you the teams like Bama, Georgia, LSU, you playing just to get into the playoff to win a national title. You don't really care. As long as you get there, you're gonna make some noise. I get that. I'm saying I'm just hearing the argument of what they was talking about, and it kind of makes sense. Both of y'all arguments make sense. It kind of makes sense to me.
I get it. I mean, to each their own. I just think, like I say, I don't see a problem with it. I don't think nothing is 100% foolproof.
Correct.
Yeah, they are anonymous and there are blips that happen on the radar, but I think the committees, they do a pretty good job of picking, who's ranked in these preseason polls, and I think they do a really pretty good job at that, especially the coaches poll.
Now that's the poll I respect the most because those are the guys that
that's
see.
That's the poll I pay attention to.
Yeah, that's the poll I respect the most. The AP poll, I get it, but I rather listen to the coaches because they see these teams. They gotta scout them. They know what what I'm saying. The coaches poll is the one I respect the most. They have to evaluate the top 25 teams. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that. But I'm not saying y'all wrong. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, I mean I get it. Just conversation, man. Good,
see.
you know what I'm saying? Nice, healthy,
kind of made sense to me.
nice, healthy debate. It's conversation.
Yeah,
That's what this show. That's what this show's about. It's all good.
Healthy debate and ceilings. Healthy debate and ceilings. All right. Let's transition to NFL. Not NFL, excuse me, NBA. Couple topics. I want to start with the Western Conference. Mike, what is your trust meter for Oklahoma City and Minnesota?
If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, I would say it's a 5 or a 6. And just for the simple fact, man, when the playoffs start, I'm gonna look at the Clippers and Denver and Golden State and possibly Dallas or the Lakers because of the players they got on the team. And before I say this, now ain't no disrespect towards Minnesota with Ant-Man and Rudy and Carl Time, them boy balling. And OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander easily could be in the running for the MVP. So they balling, they're just real young. They don't know how to win in the playoffs yet. So if I had to if somebody gave me the field versus Minnesota, Oklahoma City, I'll take the field. I just think they too young right away. Y'all know how you got to go through that maturation stage, man. Jordan had to go through it. The Pistons had to go through it with the Celtics. Jordan had to go through it with the Pistons. Just different steps you got to get to. I don't think Minnesota and OKC can get to the finals.
Dana.
If it was a meter, I'm with Mike. I think I would take the field too. I got a little more. Let me say this. I have a little bit more trust in Minnesota than I do OKC. And the only reason I say that is because this is Chet Holmgren's first real full season. You know what I'm saying? This if he didn't get hurt last year, my trust meter will go up a little bit more because Alexander's a beast. But you got at least a 2-headed monster in Minnesota that you can't. That's tough to prepare for. And Mike, he's right. They are young. They don't really know what a winning concept would be playoff wise. It's still a maturation process. Having said that, Cat and Ant-Man are a matchup nightmare. They are something to deal with. That's a lot you got a game plan for, and if you can get them to opponents their skills and I'm not saying relax. I'm saying play their game without being tense. That's a hard out, man. Even though I think OKC is a hard out, I just would love if this was his second full season talking about Chet Holmgren, I would have a little more confidence in them. I would say. I'm with Mike. I take the field in the Western Conference. I take the field because the majority of the teams really have the one thing that them two teams don't have, and that's experience.
Rick Tony.
I mean, first and foremost, I want to give my respect to Ant-Man. Dude is balling.
Yes, sir.
He's coming. He's coming, man. He's gonna be the next huge megastar, I think, in the NBA. So I want to get that out of the way before I say what I got to say. I'm taking the field. I'm taking the field. As far as if it had to be on a meter, I wouldn't even go as far as a 5. It would probably be around the 3s. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is no disrespect, you know what I'm saying, to Minnesota or OKC. I actually really like OKC. I love the way them boys play, always have played. Definitely got a great organization. Always feels a competitive team no matter what's going on, regardless of superstars or non-superstars, whatever the case may be. So definitely want to salute them as well. But yeah, man, when it comes playoff time, I think it's gonna be the normal names, Denver, Phoenix. I think is coming into its own. Hopefully they can get their big 3 healthy. The Lakers, they're gonna be relevant. I don't think Minnesota or OKC can really do nothing with them boys. I ain't even talked about the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Or Denver and none of them games, none of them boys yet. Like it's deep. It's really deep over there. So, confidence meter.
Give them a couple years though, boy. Man.
Oh yeah, give them a couple years, man. If they can keep the team together first and foremost. If egos and money and all that stuff can stay out of it, and they can keep their team together, yeah, definitely.
Man, they're gonna be scary, bro. They
definitely
gonna be scary.
And Minnesota doing a lot. They actually, I need to give them some more props. They doing a lot better than what I thought they were gonna be, man. Because usually, not usually, but when the trade happened, when they went and got Rudy Gobert, dude, everybody thought that was a disaster, dude, and that was one of the dumbest trades in history. But them boys, salute to them. They stuck with it. Them boys just start, so they figured out a way to make it work with, him and Cat on the floor.
Don't get Nas Reed on it coming off the bench, one of the best 6 men in the league.
Yeah, so they're doing their thing.
That was a crazy trade. That's why I raised my hand.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't just you. A lot of us did, myself included.
Yeah, because you thinking they got 2 centers, so like it ain't making no sense.
Yep.
It makes sense.
But now that you watch them, fellas, I see the sense in it because Karl Anthony Towns is way more versatile offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And Gobert wouldn't hurt him on the floor because Cat can't go outside. It didn't make sense when you first initially looked at it because you're looking at 2 big men. You thought Cat was more comfortable in the post, and with Gobert and his lack of offensive paralysis, you thinking this gonna clog up the lane. But you didn't. Nobody really thought, and I'm raising my hand again. I didn't put the totality of Karl Anthony Towns' game into that trade because he can shoot the 3, he can face up, he can put the ball on the floor. That's not hurting Gobert's game on the offensive side. It really is. It's really helping his game because he gonna crash the boards. He gonna get the jump when Cat can't. So it may
it's helped they pick and roll game and open up Ant. You know what I'm saying? Who going the hell off, dude? You know what I'm saying?
That
So
little man threw the ball off the back. That man, y'all seen him up close and personal. He from Georgia. This kid is just out and out amazing. He's amazing. I got to give him his credit. And he plays with such a, y'all gonna hate I'm saying this, but he plays so much like Russell Westbrook when there's just ruthless aggression and attacking the basket, exploiting you on the defensive side, and making you look foolish. Because Russ in his prime did that. Say what you want about him. Russ played getting to the cup. He's looking at you and he sizing you up, and he's taking advantage of every flaw that you're trying to pull against him, trying to stop him. That's Anthony Edwards, man.
Edward, we don't want to see your Valentine's Day gifts, man.
Yeah, we don't want. We know you.
No, man, I'm back. I left that oven. I mean the thing on the oven. They go cut it off. Feel some damn smoke in there. I wonder where that smoke was coming from.
We know you love Mike.
We know you love your wife, Mike.
We know you love your wife, Mike, man.
Who the team? Who the team in the West? Do you really feel?
A healthy Clippers. A healthy Clippers.
I fear Denver.
A healthy Clippers.
I say a healthy Clippers.
I actually fear Denver. I get the healthy Clippers thing. I fear Denver.
Whatever team Jamal Jenkins on, that team I fear.
I really wish that
the Clippers. Yeah, I would say the Clippers. Y'all got any faith in the Warriors?
None. They have no size.
They ain't have no size. What you mean they ain't got no size?
I'm not counting
them out.
Yeah, I'm not counting the Warriors out, man. They're not washed yet.
I'm at 6. I'm at 6 with the Warriors.
I'm not counting the Warriors out, mainly because come playoff time, they know what to do. Okay,
and they warming up.
Yeah, so you looking at that.
TV done the one with TV done.
The Clippers, a healthy Clippers team, bro, is dangerous. Key word, healthy.
Yeah.
Key word.
I forgot I take that back. Denver Nuggets. If I got Jane Harden on the team, if I got Jane Harden on the Clippers, I forgot. He gonna wet the bed.
No, but the thing about it, the Clippers this year is I'm really interested to see, man. As long as they healthy, man, they don't need Harden to be the man in the playoff. They don't need that. I feel what you're saying, but they won't need that. So he won't have that pressure. I think.
I'm hoping you're right, Tony. I'm hoping you're right because what you're saying is right. We are talking about James Harden, though.
I mean, I agree.
You're right in what you're saying. You're 100% right. He doesn't have to take the shots, the crazy shots.
Yeah, man. Well, now you sleep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I told man.
Like he done fell asleep on us.
Yeah,
well, I'm straight.
Like little Tony.
I just heard Fade dissing Jane Harden like he always do.
Hey, have I ever been wrong? Just like Chris Paul, have I been wrong?
I should have even said that. That nigga probably would have started snowing.
Hey, I actually think Tony is right, man. The thing is, this is James Harden we're talking about. Sometimes he will take that ill-advised shot because he want to feel like he's
Put the S at the end.
You know what I'm saying? You right, Faye. But I mean, he still
James Harden ain't gonna take them kind of shots with the Clippers. He got two other dogs over there. If anybody gonna take an ill-advised shot, they're gonna be Russell Westbrook.
The dog gonna be put down.
James Harden not gonna take them shots like that with him.
It ain't a matter of
Paul George.
It's a matter of if
he probably ain't gonna be on the court.
It's a matter of when they gonna get hurt.
I don't think he's gonna be on the court with them when it comes to that.
Who
ain't gonna put him in that situation?
James Harden gonna be on the floor in crunch time. They're gonna go Harden, Westbrook, George, Kawhi, and Zubac. That's who they're gonna fire. They're gonna roll with when they crunch time.
Crunch time, that's gonna be a bad dude because you just said it yourself. You said you feel like Russ will be the one to take that ill-advised shot, but I'm gonna be straight up with you. With all them on the team out there at the same time, you may have a point, but it's gonna be an issue somewhere along the line with Russ and maybe Harden. Maybe Harden has learned, but I just don't see them. I don't see them trying to put the ball in his hands. It's gonna be in Kawhi's or PG-13s.
Man,
James Harden, no, he a third.
Wait a minute, man. I told y'all before, man. Y'all gonna stop with the Russell Westbrook slander, dude. Just stop. Just cut it out.
Man, that started with a ratio and it just filtered over to these dudes, man.
I'm not hating on the guy.
Just-
I'm the one that said. I'm the one that said that. I just said I think it would be Harden taking that shot, not Russ. I don't think Harden would be on the floor because he is the one that still has that major ego that he can get that done, and he can't, man. That's me. Harden is the one for me. Ever since he's left different teams, man, you've seen if it ain't Harden's way, he gonna go ahead and look like Grimace and get 500 pounds, and get traded up out of there. And you know what I'm saying? His mindset is not championship to me. At least with Russ, you seen him say, okay, I'll take the bench and I'll come off the bench and be the firepower. At least with Russ, he has compromised a little bit of his game. I give him credit for that.
Why he didn't do it at the Lakers then? Why he
Harden ain't do it, but he did do it at the Lakers though, Faye. He came off the bench.
He didn't volunteer it though.
But he didn't have a problem with it either though. I don't think he had a problem. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see Harden. I didn't see Russ having a real issue coming off the bench when he was with the Lakers.
No, he didn't.
He
went to the bench.
That's what I'm saying.
And that whole Laker thing wasn't his fault, man. Stop the bullshit, man.
That's
man. You see what it is, man. People look at what Russell Westbrook done in the past. People look at what James Harden done in the past, and they bash him for it. But not realizing, first of all, those two dudes are Hall of Famers. If they stop playing basketball today, James Harden and Russell Westbrook are in the NBA Hall of Fame. So when you get to thinking about bashing them dudes, remember now these dudes Hall of Famers now. You talking about two Hall of Famers. Yeah, they done messed it up. But that's all people, they perception. The perception of Harden in the playoffs, the perception of what Westbrook has done, people gonna bash him. Point blank period.
I mean, you're right, Mike, but the problem is, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, is recency bias with Harden, though. You see what I'm saying? You can't really say it's recent bias against Westbrook. You can argue that in the last couple years, whether it be Philly, whether it be the Nets, Harden has done everything he can not to perform.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. We're talking about James Harden on what he done in the past. We're talking about how people gonna look at the antics. They're gonna not necessarily always look at the game. People gonna look at, well, he didn't want to play in Brooklyn. He didn't want to play in Philadelphia. Man, let me tell you something about a lot of these NBA dudes. And somebody that's done play ball and be hooping and stuff. These dudes ain't no different than us when we in the park and stuff. We want to play with the better player. We want to play with our homeboy. They're just doing it on $1 million level. That's all they doing. So what we doing, we bashing him for his antics, wanting to get out, wanting to do this and that. Let's make it known now. If I'm not mistaken, James Harden is he a two-time NBA? Is he a two-time NBA MVP? Or he's won it once?
I know it's once. I know it's one for sure.
I think it's once. I don't think he won twice.
So we finna bash a MVP, and we're gonna bash because the point I'm trying to make. Every dude that's been a star in the league forever, they done had their shortcomings before. They have. But what the problem is with dudes, if you don't win no championship, you're in a whole nother boat, whole nother level. We can't recognize your great skill because you hadn't won no championship. And I guess, championships is what separates the greats from the not so great.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it is. You don't win a championship. Like prime example, in a way right now, Dan Marino is kind of separated from Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and all them simply because he didn't win no championship. When we get to talking about NFL great quarterback, we mention Marino, but we don't necessarily put him in that same boat with them dudes that's won championship. So that's what the problem is with James Harden and Westbrook. If they would have won a championship here and now, then a lot of stuff that we're saying about them, people wouldn't really be saying it.
That's actually
they would be a champion.
That's
but because they ain't won no championship, and they done went to bed in conference finals, and Westbrook with OKC in NBA final, we gonna bash them. But I guess that's life. I guess that's what it is.
That's a good analogy. But when you look at, you brought up Marino, that's a very good analogy. But what you will say about Marino, and to a certain extent, you can't say about Harden, they revolutionized the game. You're going to always mention Marino because of what he accomplished in a league that they didn't allow, that wasn't a pass-happy type of league. It was 3 yards in a cloud of dust and play defense. And you looking at Marino, he only went to one Super Bowl. That's the knock on Marino. He got that one Super Bowl. What was that? His second year, right? I think it was the second year in the league. And everybody just knew that they was building them around Marino in Miami, and they was going to go back a many time, and he was going to win. He never got back. So when you look at Harden and you look at Marino, the antics wasn't as publicized, probably because it wasn't able to be put because of social media and all this what's going on. Social media is Harden's biggest enemy, because now, even if he wanted to do it privately, it won't be able to be private. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what Marino was doing and all that, and acting, you know, how he was acting, because we couldn't see it. Now you can see what's going on because of what's out there in social media, and people, paparazzi everybody got a camera phone. You know what I'm saying? But then to tack on to it, and the reason why people concentrate on the antics instead of the 35-point a game score MVP James Harden is because he does this stuff. He puts on the weight. He's vocal about leaving and doing other stuff. He's making things harder on himself because a lot of the antics he's doing publicly. He don't care. If I want out of Brooklyn, I'm getting out. I don't care if I got to talk about whoever or whatever. If I want out of Philly, I'm getting out. I put on 30 pounds and not do nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's why with Russ, it's not so big as they bashing him. A lot of that he don't deserve. I do believe Harden deserved it because it's more recent than anything, and he's made it more vocal that what he not going to do, he's not going to do. At least with Russ, hey, you need Russ to go to the bench. Not only do he go to the bench, he's the firepower off the bench. So, I mean, Russ get a lot of stuff. He gets a lot of unnecessary bashing. I don't think Harden does. When they bashing him, I think it's rightfully so. That's just my opinion. He's still a consummate pro. Russ is still a consummate pro. Unless you say something about his family or whatever, and he has a right to defend himself and his family when you talking sideways about it. What has Russ really actually done in the media besides somebody coming at him?
None.
Right.
Russ that dude, man.
Exactly.
Russ that dude.
Faye, correct me if I'm wrong. James Harden will come out and say a whole lot of stuff. He will not play. He will make it known. He's not a professional. At least Russ is a professional. You muted, Faye. He a professional, dude.
Yeah. James Harden is the NBA version of Medea.
Oh man.
No, he didn't.
He'll put on the fat suit, put on the wig, just to make sure he get out of where he want to be.
That's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. And a lot of that he deserved, man. You ain't have to call him Medea, though, Faye.
Kevin Byron, which conference final you talk about, in the 2015 or you talk about 2018? Because he went to bed in two of them. They put a comment up. He wet the bed in 2 of them. You probably talk about the
Both of them
118.
times he was with Houston, right?
Yeah.
And see, that was the guy. That Tony was the coach. He was getting the ball. That was the 35, 36 point a game.
No, that was 18 in 2018. Yes, 2015 it was I think Kevin McHale.
Okay. Well, I like I said, I just think a lot of the Harden blast is well deserved, and a lot of.
Was he talking about Harden or was he talking about Westbrook?
Kelvin, he talking about Harden.
Oh, okay.
He talking about Harden. I think he wet the bed against the Warriors in the conference final. He talking about.
I mean, I'm saying though, a lot of people feel like some people feel like OKC did. I mean, they played the Warriors in the when in the conference final.
Warriors played the Rockets in 2018.
KD last year won that the conference final.
KD's already KD had 1 more year after that with the Warriors.
No, he left after they lost to the goddamn Warriors, and then he got them joined the Warriors in that year.
That was 2016.
Yeah, that was 2016.
Because that's the year the Cavs won the championship. 2016.
Right.
They had the most unfair team in American history.
Well, I mean, speaking of the Cavs, what about the East, y'all? What y'all think about the East?
Man, it's Boston is to lose, man.
I was gonna say
it's Boston Celtics to lose. I'm gonna tell y'all the key to that team. The key to that team, it ain't necessarily Jason Tatum. Boston is different. It's Kristaps Porzingis, man. Porzingis is the key to that Boston Celtic team. He gives them a guy that can inside out threat. Porzingis healthy. Porzingis is a 20-10 guy if he healthy.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, man. Boston with Porzingis, they're a deep team.
Yeah, they on another level. Yeah, where Porzingis on the floor, they on another level, dude.
Keyword.
They on another level.
On the floor.
On the floor. Yeah, that's the bad thing about Porzingis. He can't stay healthy. As dominant as he can be, what Mike said, inside out.
He's been pretty healthy this year, man. Besides a couple.
That way, because if he stay that way, that they can win. They can take it home. Boston can take it home.
I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all who quietly waking up. Y'all start watching out for the Milwaukee Bucks now.
I was just about to ask you how y'all feel about the Bucks. I was just going to ask you that.
No, don't ask him. Don't ask Fade, man, because he's going to talk about Doc River. So don't ask.
Okay.
See,
my bad.
Look what you did, Damon. He had his hands on his head.
My bad.
He had his hand, and he about to get Milwaukee is slowly turning it around.
My bad, Mike. My bad.
Yeah, turn around after Doc turning them around. Yeah, but on the real though, they looking better, and we got some information. I got some reports. I got a fave on why Damian Lillard divorcing White.
We got what?
Fave on why?
Oh, what's your fave on? Oh hell.
Dame
oh man.
Slept with 2 of the coaches in Portland.
You said what?
Slept with 2 of the coaches in Portland. I think it was a trainer and one of the assistant coaches in Portland.
I still ain't hear what you said, man.
Hold on.
I'm wondering now that Giannis and Dame starting to look a lot better now. That's
Dame's been a slump all year. So
trying to see what Middleton gonna do.
Middleton come back. They might make the second round.
Boston looking good though.
Yeah, with Boston looking good though.
Boston looking real good.
What's this fade bomb though? I heard a lot of mumbling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying the reason why that Dame and his wife are divorced because she was sleeping with one of the assistant coaches and one of the trainers at Portland.
Oh man.
Oh
man.
That isn't cool. Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, you going on the record with that?
I said it's a fave bomb, not a fave report.
I don't even like how that sounds, man. Hey, let me ask y'all this question, man. This for my home team, man. What do you do for the Atlanta Hawks, Pete?
You moving the
Start with
Winnipeg
faith,
like
man.
they-
What do you
moving the
do?
Winnipeg like they did the Jets.
What you
Should
mean?
y'all? I'm gonna ask a serious question. Y'all laugh at me. Y'all laugh at me. Should the Hawks get rid of Trae Young?
Don't. No, hell no, no.
They shouldn't trade him and just start over because it hasn't worked with him. It may not be his fault. What else can you really do? What else can you really do? He a hot commodity. Somebody will want him. Somebody will give up good, give up probably some capital for him. Who? I don't know. But I'm wondering, should you at least think about it?
Dog, that dude is a 25 and 10 guy.
Yeah.
I don't know about giving up nobody like that, man.
I agree. I'm just wondering, is it time? It's like at some point you got to look at, is it really worth keep building because he's getting older. Trae is getting older. That scoring and all that is going to diminish. You might as well get something for him now and just blow it up and rebuild. Send him to a contender, somebody that may need him or something. I don't know. I'm wondering should you do it?
Oh no! What you say, Tony? Because you the other Hawk fan on here. I ain't with it.
Just getting to that point, man. We're gonna do something. So I'm not really sold on whether he's the guy that you can build around. Some players are great players and good players, but I'm not really sold on the fact that he's the guy that you can build around. So I mean, it's going, if he's not the guy that you can build around, then it's going to come a point where I mean, a decision going to have to be made, because I'm sure Trae Young thinks he's a player that you can build around.
Right.
So at some point soon, it's going a conversation going to have to be had, a decision going to have to be had. But I don't think he's the type of guy you can build around. What do y'all think?
See, I'm with you, Tony. I actually agree with you on that. I'm not sold that he is the guy that you can build around. Heck of a player, not taking anything.
Yeah, heck of a player, not taking nothing from him.
I'm not.
But as far as being the number one option,
I don't
and
know
building around him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that. I can't say that he's that. I don't. That's why
he's not a Steph Curry.
Right. As great as a player he is, I agree with that. I agree with that.
What you think, Faith?
Yeah, trade him. Yeah, trade him.
That's always your answer.
Well, my thing
trade,
is,
you can't fire him.
Trade and fire. Trade and fire.
You can't fire a player, dog. You can't fire a player.
Trade and fire.
Player, fire the coach.
Think about it. He's had 4 coaches in Atlanta. So
And see, that's another thing I was thinking about. Is he a coach killer?
yes. But so is LeBron, though.
LeBron a franchise killer. He ain't no coach killer. LeBron a franchise killer.
With LeBron, he is arguably one of the few generational players that we've seen in our lifetime. Trae Young, we can't say the same for him.
I wish LeBron would have went to the Spurs. With the Spurs go. All right. Real quick, we got maybe a couple minutes left before we go because it's 10:05 right now. We're gonna have to talk about court storming later. Mike, give us your top 5 mock draft right now. Give us your top 5 next. We do your 6 through 10.
Well, I made a trade, and I had Chicago trading out their top pick with New England, and New England drafted Drake May. Then I had Washington getting the hometown boy, Caleb Williams. Chicago dropped the 3rd. They got Marvin Harrison. Arizona 4th. They got the old tackle, I think, Joe Alt. And I had Brock Bowers going 5th to the Chargers.
I actually don't have a problem with that.
I just don't see New England moving.
Drake May is the prototypical Patriot quarterback. It actually does make sense. But I actually like Drake May anyway. I actually think he is a quarterback that people, because he's not the mobile. He's not Caleb Williams. He's not Jaden Daniels. He's not that guy. He's still 6'4" with a missile forearm. And if you put something around him, you will see. He had that year, his sophomore year, he had last year when he had weapons. Drake May is a prototypical NFL quarterback. Taking nothing from Caleb Williams, taking nothing from nobody else. I see something about that kid that's special to me. But New England, I think Mayo is the coach right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a Patriot man. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at a guy, to me, that's going to, if that trade happens, I wouldn't be surprised. Mike actually did throw a good trade out there. But I honestly think Chicago's not making that trade because I think they're trying to find a way to get some pieces for Justin Fields. And they're going to put toys around Caleb Williams, starting with offensive linemen. And if they're able to get a decent tight end or another receiver, better watch out for Chicago next year.
Cole Kmet is a good tight end, though.
Yeah, he is. But remember, Cole Kmet. That's why I think they gonna get Caleb Williams, because he's a tight end friendly quarterback. He always looking for somebody, even though he's a gunslinger. He always looking for his tight end up the middle.
If I'm the Bears, though, let me get in before we go. Either you fire Eberflus or you extend him. That way, you'll be safe in drafting Caleb Williams. Because all I'm thinking about right now, there's gonna be if they keep Justin Fields, this is their offensive coordinator in 4 years. If they don't fire him and draft Caleb Williams and fire him after this year, I'm looking at another Alex Smith. So
I see that.
if I'm the Bears, just trade him. You're gonna have to trade him. Trade him to Atlanta. Trade him to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's a sleeper team because I don't know if they're gonna afford Baker. Because you got to resign Mike. You got to resign Mike Evans.
But Atlanta might be the perfect fit with Bijan down there.
Yeah,
that'll take a lot of pressure off Justin Fields.
Yeah. So with Tampa Bay, but the thing is though, with Tampa Bay, you got Todd Bowles, who only had 2 wins a season and 9 seasons as a head coach, and he looked up this year. Your division was soft as cottonelle tissue.
It would be a good fit. Tampa Bay would be a good fit. I actually think Atlanta would be the safer bet, though. Because at the end of the day, he wouldn't have to run for his freaking life. You know what I mean? He's a mobile quarterback. If you watched a lot of Chicago games, and I have, when Chicago was right, look at his stats. He's running for 80 to 95 yards, but he also passing for between 225 and 275 when they won. And he was able to get some type of passing game going where he didn't throw picks like that, and he was able to. Well, they call him what they called him in Chicago, a one read and go. But if they trade him to Atlanta with a stud running back, and you put a couple more pieces on the outside, because Atlanta, you maybe what they do, maybe need maybe 1 or 2 offensive linemen, and put a couple play toys around him. I think he would be playing more upright and able to. If he want to run, is because he want to, not because he got to. You know what I'm saying? I think it's different, but that's just me. I think Atlanta is the better fit, in my opinion. Caleb getting a lot of love, y'all, but I mean, they brought up a hell of a name, Alex Smith. That's a great comparison.
Yeah, Alex Smith will have 6 offensive coordinators in 7 years. Then Jim Harbaugh got there, took us in the conference championship game first year. Next year, he was awesome. Got hurt. Colin Kaepernick got traded to Kansas City. He had a great. Great career in Kansas City until Patrick Mahomes got drafted. Then he went to Washington, tore up his knee, but when he came back after his knee, he was 5-1. I mean,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Bowers, you had Bowers going 5th, Mike.
Yeah.
And who picked 5?
The Chargers.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Harbaugh.
And you know he's from out there in California, so I think that'll be a good pick for the Chargers.
Yeah, that's Justin Herbert. Well,
That's
Bowers
the
and
only pick.
Harbaugh is their coach, a tight end loving man. Come on.
That's the only pick for the Chargers, unless Alt drops to him at 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona picks Bowers. I wouldn't be surprised either.
Even if Alt drops to them at 5, you still looking at the Chargers gonna end up finding them a little tight end.
What's the dude? They got a nice tight end though. I mean, he ain't no Brock Bowers, but they got a nice tight end though.
Yeah, but you looking at you right, Tony.
What's his name?
I can't think of his name right now. But you looking at a generational tight end. I don't. You could keep the tight end that they got now because you know Harbaugh loves 2 tight end sets.
Hey y'all, we gotta tell a big nighttime story from Mike. He just opened his eye though. We gotta tell him a nighttime story. He done took a magnesium and some
I took some magnesium. Yeah, I'm out, y'all.
Hey, all right, y'all. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be back Sunday. We're gonna talk about the impact of Shannon Sharp's show and some other shit. We out.
All right, fellas.
Yeah. Peace, fellas.
All right.